Hello friends. In this lecture we are going to learn alpha, beta as well as security market line. Now many of the people who have invested in stock market, having huge amount of money invested in stock market, are unaware of this basic concept of alpha and beta. So let us try to understand in detail what is this alpha beta, how you can use this knowledge of alpha beta security market line in your stock market investing. So, say I'm taking a simple example. There are two friends, Devang and Bhavin. Devang carries a portfolio of 100 crore rupees. Bhavin carries a portfolio of 200 crore rupees. Is it alright? 1 year's return, say last year's return of Devang is a 10 crore rupees. It includes dividend, it includes the capital gain. Let me take 20%. It is 20 crore rupees and Bhavin earns 40 crore rupees. Both of them finds out what is their return on investment. Return on investment. If he will find out, it will be 20% for Devang. If Bhavin will find out, it will be 20% return on investment. Both of their portfolio have performed similarly. Both of them are earning same rate of return. Both of them are equal level of investor. Both of them should be equally happy. This all statements are incorrect. Believe me, there might be a person who has underperformed, there might be a person who has overperformed. Here comes the concept of beta. Try to understand, just for making the situation easy. Say Devang has invested everything in Reliance. So full 100% portfolio is of Reliance. Bhavin has invested everything in Tata. Is it alright? Those all are fictitious figures. The beta of Devang is say 4 and beta of Bhavin is say 6. Is it alright? Now, for layman, it is only important to understand what does beta means. We are going to understand in detail, but understand beta is a measurement of risk. Bhavin is taking 6 risk. Now what does 6 means, that also I'll explain you. And Devang is taking 4 risk, and by taking 4 risk, he has got 20% rate of return. But Bhavin, by taking 6 risk, is getting 20% rate of return. Who is overperforming? Devang is overperforming. He is getting comparatively more return. Sir, nominal return is same. Agreed. Both are earning 20%. But Devang is earning 20% by taking lesser risk as compared to Bhavin. So, beta is measurement of risk, and what it exactly measures, let's try to understand. Beta shows a relationship between market rate of return and individual security rate of return. To make it clear, try to understand. We have taken example of Reliance. What was beta of Reliance was 4. See, what does this mean? When market increases 10%, Reliance increases 40%. When market increases 10%, now when I say when market increases 10%, basically means Sensex or Nifty, the index which is used to represent the market, increases by 10%, then the individual security is increasing by 40%. Tata is increasing by 60%. See the relationship. This increases 10%, this increases 40%. 40% divided by 10% is nothing but beta of 4. Is it not? If market increases 10% of say security X, company X, is it not? And that security increases by 100%. For the security, beta will be 10. Beta will be 10. I told you beta is measurement of risk. But here I am telling you everything about return. So is beta measurement of risk? The answer is yes. Try to understand how. If market will decrease by 10%, then Reliance will decrease by 40%. See, it is again showing the relationship, but I am seeing on downward side. If market decreases by 10%, Tata will decrease by 60%. So if Sensex was say 20,000, it became 18,000. The share of Tata will decrease by 60%. And if the market decreases by 10%, what was beta of X is 10? It will decrease by 100%. Basically, the company will go insolvent and the market price of the share will become 0. Reduction by 100% is it becoming 0. Is it alright? So, if you see this relationship between market and individual security, beta is 4. Market individual security beta is 6. Market individual security beta is 10. Is it alright? So, this gives me an idea. Higher my beta, higher is my risk. Because if the market will decrease, say in this case, if the market will decrease by 10%, the security will become insolvent, the company will become insolvent and security will become 0. Is it alright? So, this is a concept of beta. And now you can easily make out who is taking more risk. Pavin is taking more risk. Is it alright? Who is earning more return? Both are earning same rate of return. Is it alright? Then whose performance is better? See, performance of both the persons might be better, but comparatively Devang performance is better as compared to Bhavin's portfolio, because by taking lower risk, it is earning more rate of return. So this is how beta you'll normally get from stock market. What is the beta of the share, and you can compare what is the risk affiliated to the company. Yes, all right. Now if you go technically how the beta is computed. Here what was of Tata beta was 6. Is it alright? And we have understood. Is it alright? If the market will go down by 1 time, Tata will go down by 6 times, and Reliance will go down by 4 times. Let us go to some technical calculation of beta, whereby beta is calculated correlation, or is measurement of correlation between market and security multiplied by standard deviation of security divided by standard deviation of market. Is it alright? Try to understand. This is very easy to understand. It shows the relationship between deviations of security and deviations of market. If the deviation in security is 20%, deviation in market is 10%, beta will be 2. provided R is positive 1. Provided R is positive 1. If R is positive, if R is less, there is no perfect correlationship between each both variable, and hence the beta will change. So this is a technical formula or calculation of finding out beta. Alright, will be helpful in academic cases whereby you need to actually calculate the beta. It can again go to beta R of market and security is nothing but covariance. Let me not go into detail of exploring this, but this is how we compute beta of the security. Let me just calculate it because it is small and easy. If you are just watching this video as an investment part, then you can just skip this portion because this is more helpful in academic. R of MS into standard deviation of S divided by standard deviation of M is a formula. Can I multiply standard deviation of M and divide also standard deviation of M? You can multiply and divide everything. If you see the numerator, it is covariance between market and security divided by variance of market, that is standard deviation whole square, and this is also a famous formula which is used for calculation of beta. You can use both the formula for calculation of beta. This is how beta is calculated. What is beta? It is a measurement of risk. Let us also understand the concept of alpha. Let me directly introduce to you security market line, where your return is equal to alpha plus beta into RM minus RF. Is it alright? This is nothing but security market line. For making it easy, let me first draw CAPM model and remove this alpha. So here it will be RF plus beta into RM minus RF. Now try to understand the CAPM model, which gives you what should be your expected rate of return. And how to find out? Concentrate. What is RF? Is risk-free rate of return. The rate of return which you can easily earn without taking any risk. Say fixed deposit, but say fixed deposit also carries some risk because there is a chance that bank will go insolvent. So government securities, sir, can't government go insolvent? Yes, it can, but there is a negligible chance. So we are taking government security rate, T-bills rate, as a risk-free rate of return. Say, and in our case, let us take it 3%. You can take anything, but in this question I am taking 3%. RM is a market rate of return. RM is market rate of return. Is it correct? And what is market rate of return? I have explained you. If the Sensex is earning 10%, if you have invested in futures and forward of Sensex or Nifty, and you are earning 10%, ultimately Sensex is earning 10% and market rate of return is 10%. So let me find out, and let me also write down market rate of return is say 5%. I'm taking lower figure, but it is absolutely alright. For purpose of example, you can take anything. Let me again go to my example of Devang and Bhavin and find out expected rate of return of both the persons. So Devang and Bhavin. And during this process, I'll be also explaining you this particular point. What should be expected rate of return of Devang? He should always expect more than risk-free rate of return. He will never expect less than 3% because he can earn 3% without taking any risk. So he will minimum expect how much? 3%. Is it alright? And will he expect anything additional? The answer is yes. What he will expect is this. And what does this try to concentrate? This is nothing but risk premium. As he is taking some risk, he will require more rate of return. That is nothing but he will require his risk premium. And try to understand even this point. RM minus RF. Let me first calculate RM minus RF. RM is a 5% minus 3% will be nothing but 2%. Is it all? So what is 2%? Try to understand. If some person, say Devang, was having option in investment in risk-free security and risky security, he is preferring risky security over this risk-free security. So he should be, this is non-risky, this is risky, and for investing in market, he should be getting this premium. So only this rectangle RM minus RF is termed as market premium. Is it alright? The premium which you should be getting because you are investing in market. Now tell me, Devang is investing in market or he is investing in Reliance? He is investing in Reliance. Is Reliance equivalent risky to market or is Reliance more risky to market? It is more risky to market. In fact, it is 4 times more risky than market. If beta is 1, it is exactly same risk as market. But if beta is 4, it is 4 times more risky than market. Then Mr. Devang will ask for 4 times a market premium. 4 times of what was market premium? 2%. But Devang will not ask 2% one time. He will ask 4 times because his individual security is 4 times more risky. And if I find out the answer will be, this will be 8 and 3, 11%. Is it alright? And if we find out of Mr. Bhavin, his expected return will be 3% plus 6 into 5% minus 3%, that is 15%. So what was expected rate of return of Devang? Expected rate of return of Devang was 11%, if I'm not wrong, and of Bhavin will be 15%. Is it alright? See, Bhavin after expecting 15% is getting 20%. Devang after expecting 11% is getting 20%. Who is good performer or whose portfolio is good performer is Mr. Devang's portfolio is good performer. Let me switch over to alpha. If you calculate the alpha for the security will be, now first understand how to find out alpha. Alpha will be is equal to actual rate of return minus expected rate of return. Now we have understood expected rate of return by one method, which is nothing but the CAPM model. So we will be using that same formula. Expected rate of return can be found out by other formula also, but right now understand by CAPM model. So for Mr. Devang, what was the actual rate of return? Was 20%. For both actual rate of return is 20%. Minus expected rate of return is 11%. So alpha for Devang will be 9%. What will be alpha for Bhavin? What is his, what was his actual rate of return was 20%. What was his expected rate of return will be 15%, and so alpha of Bhavin will be 5%. Let me write down over here. Alpha for Mr. Devang is 9% and alpha for Bhavin is 5%. Try to understand once again the concept of alpha. Devang is earning 9% more than his expected rate of return. Expected rate of return considers everything including risk. Bhavin is earning 5% more than his expected rate of return. Now compare this. Who has outperformed or who has performed more? Comparatively, Devang has performed more as compared to Mr. Bhavin. So this is concept of alpha, which is nothing but how much more rate of return you are earning as compared to your expected rate of return. For this expected rate of return, in this concept we have learned CAPM model. And we take expected rate of return as CAPM model. You may also take expected rate of return as beta into RM. Is it alright? So beta into RM can also be taken as expected rate of return, and the answer will be different, the concept will be different, but this can be taken. So this ends with the concept of alpha, beta. Also we have understood something regarding security market line. A good base for understanding stock market, alpha, beta and security market line.